Jark to put it up. And we are underway. Ball tipped around, and Anderson will control it for the Colonels. So they'll go on offense first of all. And we're going to see man-to-man started out here for the Bobcats. Ryan Miller, right wing, down in the corner to Riddle. They try to get it into Anderson. Ball tapped away from behind, goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Bobcats underneath. And the last man to touch it was Brandon DeWitt. Bobcats to throw it in the corner. Miller with it. Brings it out front to Spring. And out of Giblin. They'll reverse it around the left side. Get it into the hands of Ryan Miller. Nothing there. No shot. And back out front comes Giblin.
Brookings in a 2-3 zone right now to start off the ball game.
And Lynn Frederick will do that a lot. He goes man-to-man, but on out of bounds, he'll like to zone it up and shut off that inside, and that's what he's done here, and they're staying in that zone. Miller open for a three, right wing, off the back of the iron, won't go down. Rebound controlled by the Bobcats. They'll get it in the hands of Eric Youngling, and he'll bring it up the center of the floor. Giblin on him defensively as he crosses the 10-second line. Ball goes right-hand side. Ryan Zins, the guard, now out front. Engels out front. Here's a long one by Youngling for three. High bounce off the rim, no good. They spank at it once, twice. Ball in the corner. Sprang comes up with it. Outlet pass to Giblin. Pushes it down the floor. Miller drives left side. Too hard. Anderson on the rebound. Knocked out of his hands, but it went off his leg. So it'll be Brookings' ball. Anderson made a nice rebound underneath, but just could not hold on as they knocked it out of his hands. So Brookings will get it back. No score. We played just over a minute here thus far. Eric Youngling on the dribble for the Bobcats. Comes up left-hand side. Drops it for Engels down in the corner. Now back out front. Fussman. And off to Youngling it goes. Youngling standing out at the points. Back on the right-hand side. Jumper on the way is short from about 15 by Ryan Zins. Rebound to Sprang in the corner. Push to Giblin. Lead pass and knocked away. Good defensive play by Jason Engels. So steal by the Bobcats, and the Colonels have turned it over a couple of times already here in the early going. Trying to get the ball out, trying to run with it, which is not all bad. Now Brookings comes down. They get a shot side of the lane from the right side. Youngling, but it's too hard and comes off the rim. Rebound to Jared Anderson. Giblin will bring it up the floor, sets up at the point out front. So still no scoring. We've played almost 2 minutes. Ryan Miller down to the right-hand corner, gives the ball out to Riddle. Now to Sprang out front. His pass for Anderson, off his fingertips and out of bounds. Turnover number 3 against the Colonels. Moving the ball very nicely, but just a little bit off with a couple of passes so far. Youngling will bring it up the middle. Goes with it on the right-hand side to Zins. Now out front, long one on the way, and that's no good. Put up by Pressman. Ball's going to go out of bounds, and it will still be Brookings' ball. Apparently tipped off the fingertips of one of the Colonels underneath. So the Bobcats will still have it at their own end. 5:47 to go here in a scoreless first quarter this far. Bobcats looking in. Youngling to get the ball in bounds. Does. Now breaking up the middle of the lane. They get a man open. He'll score, and we've got a foul as well. Brandon DeWitt with the basket for the Bobcats, and he will go to the free throw line. 6'2" senior. And the foul on the Colonels is going to go on Giblin, his first. First foul either way. So Bobcats looking to take an early 3-0 lead here if they can get the free throw down. And I think DeWitt stepped over the line. Yes, he did. Shot was on the way. Whistle blew. Vern Jark says, but went over the line. So that nullifies the free throw, and it's still a 2-0 ball game. Colonels 0 for 2 from the field. Brookings 1 of 5 from the field. Colonels beat the press. Left side, Riddle driving in. He's fouled, and it almost went, but it fell out of there. But Mike Riddle will go to the line. Colonels have brought the ball down very nicely on transition about 2-3 times already. Just haven't been able to finish it off.
I'm impressed with the way they're running their transition. They're making great passes, but they're just not getting the deuces to go on the finish. And, could be a little bit of nervousness, the home opener, the first start in front of the home fans, things like that. But, the transition game is definitely what they want to do here, and they want to set the tempo. And Riddle's at the line to shoot a couple foul shots.
Mike Riddle, 6'1" senior, and hits the first one. So that makes it a 2-1 ball game, and Riddle will have a chance to tie it up right here. 5:33 to go in the first quarter. Riddle takes his time, fires it on the way. Nothing but net on both of them. 2-2 ball game. Mitchell will pick up Brookings man-to-man. Youngling brings it across on the dribble out front. Almost lost control. Gives it up to DeWitt. Now at the top, Zins, the point guard. Left-hand side. Trussman comes out to get it. They get all 5 guys outside. They really don't have a true postman either, similar to what the Colonels have. And now Riddle knocks the ball loose out front. Nice takeaway. Gives it up to Giblin. Giblin pushes it to the free throw line. He's banged from behind. Youngling ran into him from behind. Kind of one of those unintentional deals, but a foul nonetheless. First foul against Brookings. And the Colonels will have the ball out of bounds underneath their own basket with a score still 2-2.
Well, you can just feel how bad the Colonels want to push the basketball.
Yeah,
and that's good. And that's something a little bit different from the Colonels. We haven't seen that in the last couple of years, but boy, they just get the ball. They want to run, push, and they've got 2 points right now to show for it.
Nice pass from Giblin out front. Riddle has a shot fall off the front of the rim. Well, that was a great pass by Giblin inside. Again, just couldn't finish it. Left-hand wing Zins goes baseline, 10-footer way over the top. The rebound, though, is up and in. Scoring Jason Ingalls will get his first basket. 4-2, the Bobcats. Sprang in the backcourt. Brookings put in a little half-court trap. Miller has it, and his pass goes off the leg of one of the Bobcats, Brandon DeWitt, and out of bounds. It'll still be Mitchell ball underneath their own basket. Riddle set to bring it in, then Sprang says, I'll do it. So Todd Sprang will trigger it from underneath. Comes to Miller in the corner. Miller out to the free throw line, gives it to Giblin. Now to Sprang, right-hand side. Double low post here with Anderson and Riddle down at the blocks right now against this zone defense of the Bobcats. Pass in the lane to Riddle. Couldn't quite hold on. Here comes Brookings. They got a break. DeWitt will take it all the way. He'll score. 4 points for DeWitt. It's 6-2, the Bobcats. Colonels having some turnover problems. 4 turnovers here in the early going. Colonels beat the press. Now Ryan Miller up the middle of the lane. He's grabbed on the arm as he goes through. DeWitt is going to pick it up. Again, doing a nice job of breaking that the press by the Bobcats. Ryan Miller will go to the free throw line here, and he will shoot a couple.
Well, last night to start the ball game, Mitchell didn't shoot the ball very well until about late in the third quarter, and then had that big fourth quarter with about a 23-4 run or whatever it was to really blow that thing wide open. We played almost 4 minutes and no field goals as of yet, but Miller cuts to a 6-3 score. He gets the first free throw to go.
Bring the Colonels within 2 with the second one. Trouble with that is you get against good teams, you better not be coming out of the box that slowly because you might be down too far to come back. Here, that's not the case. We're halfway through the quarter, 6-4 Brookings. Youngling out front, leaves it at the top for DeWitt. Brandon DeWitt back on the right-hand side. Youngling again with it. Brookings trying to shoot some people down the middle of the lane, and they do get Ryan Zins going into the hole. He can't get his shot, and Riddle pulls the rebound out of there. Here comes Giblin up the left-hand side. Doesn't have much help, and wisely turns around and brings it back outside on the dribble. Just nothing developed that time on the break. Brookings staying in that 2-1-2. Ryan Miller, right-hand side, goes baseline, open from 8 feet. Got it. There's the first field goal for the Colonels. Ryan Miller ties the ball game up at 6-6. He's got 4 points. 3:24 to go in the first period. Eric Youngling, the 6-foot senior, up the right-hand side. Leaves it for Prussman out in the corner. Now out front, Ryan Zins. They're working around the left side to Ingalls. Here's one partially blocked on the way, but Giblin got a piece of it off the hands of Youngling. Nice effort by Giblin defensively, and the Colonels pick up the loose ball and a chance to get their first lead of the game here. Riddle comes out on the right wing to get it right on the three-point line. Bounce pass baseline to Miller. Tries to drive underneath. Kicks it out to Giblin in the corner. His jumper too strong. Miller gets the rebound out at the free throw line. Off to Riddle. His 12-footer partially blocked. Ball tipped around underneath. Still loose. Still loose. Finally, Giblin's got it. Out front, Sprang's open from 16. His jumper on the way. 2 bounces out the rim. No good. And Brookings finally comes away with the ball. 4 shots at the basket. And here's a long pass to get a man open. Easy layup for Brookings. DeWitt beat the Colonels' defense down the floor. 8-6, Brookings with the lead. Well, Mitchell got awfully good shots. Couldn't get him to go. Miller now, free throw line. He'll pull up, pops it in from there. 6 points. Ryan Miller, we're tied at 8-8. Colonel's getting some subs ready to come in, and Lynn Frederick's ready to go to his bench, too, here at the next whistle. 2:09 to go in the first quarter. Youngling, right corner to Prussman. Here's a lob inside. Ball goes into DeWitt, having trouble holding on, but he kicks it back out on the wing. Zins starts a drive. We got a 3-second call in the lane. As Zins was making his move, somebody camped out too long. Here come the subs now. Dan Anderson will come in for the Colonels, and Chad Feldy will come in. Feldy, the 6'3 senior. Anderson, the 6'5 junior for Mitchell. And an 8-8 score with 1:58 to go in this first quarter of play. Todd Sprang in the backcourt will bring it up. Goes to Feldy. In that trap again is Brookings. They've been using that pretty much the whole game. Here's Miller for a three, and if he is fouled, we'll see if they give him three. I don't know. His toes were close to the line. He's fouled out there on the shot. He'll get at least 2 shots, and I think Bernjark said 3.
Or was it after the shot?
They're going to call it after the shot, so no free throws as well.
That was pretty close. Shot was definitely in the air, but they're going to call it after the shot and side out to Mitchell with an 8-8 score.
Second foul on Ingles, 4th team foul on Brookings. Minute 38 to go in the quarter. Tie score. Colonels with it. Feldy into Miller, splits the defense. Nice pass to Anderson for 2. Good pass by Ryan Miller as he dished down to Dan Anderson for the lay-in. And it is now a 10-8 Mitchell lead, and that is the first lead of the game for the Colonels. Pass in the lane now for Brookings, and we've got a whistle, I think, a travel. Yep, they got it inside, and they're going to be called for the walk. I believe I said that Dan Anderson on the last basket. That was Jared Anderson who got that basket. Into the front court come the Colonels, beating that half-court trap again. Jared Anderson, right-hand corner with it. Off to Feldy. Now Miller down the right corner. One dribble. He's going to launch the bomb, and he's got it. 3-pointer. Ryan Miller, 9 points in the first quarter for Ryan Miller. Colonels, just like that, have a 5-point lead with under a minute to play in the quarter. Ryan Zins across the 10-second line. We'll leave it on the left-hand side for Youngling. Now out front, Prussman with a 3 on the way. Good. Oh, that was a long 3, too, by Jeremy Prussman. 6'3" senior. Drilled it, and it's a 2-point game. 35 seconds to go in the quarter. Jared Anderson out front to Miller. Thought about the shot. Instead gives it to Feldy. Now inside, Jared Anderson. Turnaround fade away. Won't stay. Off the back of the rim. Rebound to the Bobcats. Youngling's got it. Lead pass down the floor. With it there, Ryan Zins. He'll hold it up. Drop it back outside. Prussman for another 3. Good again. 2 in a row for Jeremy Prussman. And just like that, Brookings has the lead back by 1 point. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Colonels in the front court. Sprang. Right corner, Dan Anderson. Out to Sprang. Now into Jared Anderson. Here's his turnaround. No good. Tipped by Miller. No good. There's the buzzer. And Colonels can't get it in before the buzzer sounds. So Brookings, although they were down by 5, comes back with a 1-point lead at the end of the quarter. It's the Bobcats 14, the Colonels 13. We'll be right back in 1 minute. 5 over Brookings in that first quarter, but both teams shooting about the same, 45 and 47%. Mitchell at 45, and a turnover against the Bobcats as we get underway with the action. But those 2 threes by Prussman were the big ones. Mitchell was up 13-8 in that game. Here comes the Colonels now, beating the pressure. Left side, Feldy into the lane, gives it to Ryan Miller. His 14-footer is good. 11 points for Ryan Miller, and the Colonels are back out in front again by 1 at 15-14. Into the front court, Youngling will give it to Prussman on the outside. Pass knocked away by Dan Anderson, picked up by Ryan Miller. He wants to push it. Miller into the lane, hangs in the air, and puts it in. Whoa, big first half already for Ryan Miller, and we're going to get a timeout right here. Called by Lynn Frederick. Early timeout in the second quarter as Mitchell has come out here with 4 straight points, and they lead by 3. Again, we'll be right back in a minute.
Modeling and home improvement projects. See your local trustworthy hardware. Muller Lumber, 400 North Ullman in Mitchell.
Back to the court, fellas. The Bobcats own the basketball after using the first time out of the game. Here's Prussman, free throw line, off balance, puts it up, no good. Rebound tipped around, Feldy has it. Off to Miller, and Miller's fouled out at the free throw line as he was going to make a move to the basket. If that's Jason Engels, that might be number 3 on Jason Engels. Won't wait here for sure. Bernjark going over to the scoring table to, no, not going to call it on number 41, Engels. It's going to go on Youngling, and that'll be his second. It would have been the 3rd on Engels, and Engels going to come out of the ball game right now anyway. Ryan Zins will come back in for the Bobcats. Todd Sprang to throw it in from underneath for the Colonels, who are up by 3. Lob comes into Miller, the right-hand wing. Kicks it out front to Dan Anderson. Left-hand side, Feldy. Down to the baseline, Miller pulls up, short jumper, good.
Well, Ryan Miller just taking his ball game into his own hands right now. He's got almost 75% of the points, and he saw his offense was struggling, thought, I'm going to take the ball to the hole, and now he makes the turnover.
Comes away with a steal. Miller's got a man with him. Sprang, feed into the lane, won't go down. Rebound pulled out of there by the Bobcats. The new man in, Jason Schmidt, and now another turnover. And Miller's going to come up with the ball again as Brookings tried to push it up the floor. Lynn Frederick not happy, leaning back in his chair there. Too many mistakes by his ball club. Colonels are up by 5. Miller inside to Dan Anderson, gets around his man, tries to shovel a pass to Jared Anderson, comes in the corner, but Jared runs it down. Colonels still have it. Here's Feldy from 17, rolls and goes. Chad Feldy comes straight on.
They're going to call that a 3, Tim. I thought toes were on the line.
Oh, my. He was way in front of the line.
Oh, wow.
Lynn Frederick is up, and he can't figure that one out. Well, they gave him a 3, so unless they change their mind, here's Fussman driving and scoring, and he's going to be fouled. That was a great shot. Fussman got hammered along the baseline and just shoveled it up there and somehow fell through. He's got 8 points already in the ball game to lead the Bobcats. Lynn Frederick wants to know about that three-pointer. Look at, he's telling Vern Jark, he says, hey, he was this far in front of the line. Well, there's no doubt. His whole foot was inside the line.
Yep, it was a delayed call, too, in fact. I think Vern Jark thought about it and said, yeah, he was in three-point land and threw up his arms, and they counted 3 up on the scoreboard. So we'll see if that plays any factor down the stretch.
Foul on the Colonels goes on Jared Anderson. Free throw by Prussman will not go. Colonels come out with it. Miller pushing it into the front court. Up and Feldy's going to be called for a walk. Wanted to spin, get a look at the basket. 5th turnover against the Colonels. 5:52 to go in the first half. Mitchell up by 6 points. Full court pressure by Mitchell. Brookings handles it. Here's Zins. He's going to beat everybody down the floor. Nobody back to help out. Something got messed up there for the Colonels, and Zins got the ball out by half court and just dribbled all the way in for the layup. 22-18. Still that trap by Brookings. Mitchell handles it without any problem. Jared Miller, the sophomore, in the ball game working out front for the Colonels. So you got Ryan and Jared on the floor. Here's Ryan with a long one for 3. Now that was a 3. 18 points already for Ryan Miller in the first half. Well, he started slowly in Pierre last night. He is certainly not starting slowly in this one tonight. He is bombing them in from all over the place.
Well, Ryan's got as many points as the entire Brookings team right now.
Prussman to the free throw line. Tries to get a pass underneath, and Dan Anderson is there to knock it away. Nice lead pass up to Miller. Here's Jared Anderson. Free throw line jumper won't go down. They scramble for the rebound. Colonels have it. Miller will clear it out front for Feldy. Now Jared Miller at the point. To Ryan, he's going to pump again. Oh, man, another three-pointer. 21 points out of the 28 for Ryan Miller, and the Colonels have a 10-point lead. I think they ought to figure they got to get somebody out there in his face. Here's a drive by Ryan Zins. He's going to be fouled on the drive as he went inside the free throw line.
Well, think about that last one by Miller. He's out there in the right wing. Prussman's in his face, and boom, just hit the right in his face. And yeah, you get defense on him, but if Miller shoots over you, I mean, what are you going to do? Holy cow, he's got 21 of the 28 points. I mean, in fact, he's outscoring the entire Brookings team right now, 21-18.
At the free throw line will be Ryan Zins. Shooting in this quarter, Mitchell is 6 of 8. Oh, no, they're not going to shoot. I thought he got fouled on the drive. He was at the line. Brookings will throw it in. Mitchell 6 of 8. Brookings 1 of 2 here in the quarter. And a 10-point Mitchell lead. Right-hand side, drive started, and Jared Miller trying to cut him off of the baseline. Going to be called for a foul as Jason Ingles tried to drive on him. First foul on Jared. Team fouls now. Mitchell with 4, Brookings with 5. So we're even in that department with 4:38 to go in the first half. Bobcats will throw it in from underneath. Right-hand side, Prussman out on the wing there in three-point land, being guarded by Ryan Miller. Prussman gives it up to Zins. Zins going to go with a 3. That's good. Well, nobody's afraid to put up the three-pointers. Here come the Colonels. Feldy driving the right side of the lane and put it a little too hard off the glass. No good. Brookings back on the run. Schmidt pulls up for a 3. Bingo! Well, I said we're going to get up and down the floor. We had some shooters here tonight, and we are doing just that. Fun ball game to watch. It's 28-24, so the Colonels were up by 10 just that quickly. Brookings right back. Feldy right side. He'll hit the 17-footer. Feldy with 5 points in the game. Colonels by 6 again at 30-24. No pressure by Mitchell. They'll just pick up the Bobcats man-to-man. Zins will bring it across the 10-second line. Feldy on him. Right side, dumps it in the corner. Schmidt went up and down. He traveled with it. Going to take a shot, and then Dan Anderson got in his face. And Jason Schmidt left up off the floor and came back down. 10th turnover against the Bobcats versus 5 against the Colonels. Brookings still in the zone. Ball goes to the middle. Nice pass. Jared Anderson down to Dan Anderson for 2. First basket for Dan Anderson. And a good assist from Jared. A high-low combination, and we're going to get a timeout, Bobcats. So Lynn Frederick has used his second timeout of the basketball game. 3:21 to go in the first half. Mitchell leads 32-24. Back in a minute. The Bobcats throw it in from center court. New man in, Brett Thieler, the sophomore, on the lineup for the Colonels now. So both the sophomores, Miller and Thieler, have played here in the first half. Bobcats with it. DeWitt goes left side to Prussman. Prussman on the dribble, having trouble. They go to the floor. Thieler knocked it away, but Brookings picks it up. DeWitt with a spinning shot side of the lane, no good. Rebound to Dan Anderson. He'll give it to Jared Miller. Colonels up by 8. Jared Miller driving the lane, hangs in the air, scores, counted, and he's going to draw the foul as well. Nice play. Jared Miller just took it strong to the hole that time and put it down. He'll end up at the free throw line.
What a great move by Miller that time. Crossover dribble at the top of the key, drove right in the lane, got triple teamed that time, threw it up off the window and scored. And he's going to get a chance to cap the three-point play here.
34-24. The free throw in and out, no good. Tipped back up by the Colonels. Feldy got a hand on it, but it didn't go down, and Brookings has it. So again, a 10-point lead. Colonels had one at 28-18 as well. 2:40 to go in the first half. Youngling to the right baseline, driving inside. Engels had it tipped away from behind, but Brookings gets it back. Prussman for 3. He's got it. 11 points for Prussman. Well, you heard Lynn Frederick say that Jeremy didn't play all that well last night. He's playing well tonight. Here's Thieler, long range, right side. Won't go down. It would have been a 2. His foot was just on the line. 34-27, and Brookings comes back with it. Youngling, free throw line, all the way to the hole. Left-handed up and in. Check that, I said Youngling. It's Zins. 7 points for Zins. That was a nice drive. So back to 5. Every time Mitchell looks like, whoop, maybe they're going to pull away, here comes Brookings scoring twice in a row. Left baseline. Anderson takes it up strong. Can't get it. Now Dan Anderson on the rebound. Now Jared again will try it, and he finally gets it. So Jared Anderson missed the first shot. Dan kept it alive, and then Jared got it finally to go. 36-29 Mitchell. Here's Zins to the free throw line. His pass knocked away, picked up by Jared Anderson. Lead pass, out of bounds. Right idea as he was trying to get it to Feldy, but just let him a little bit too much. 6 turnover against Mitchell. Here comes Ryan Miller back in the lineup after a little bit of a rest, and Feldy will go out. Feldy with some good minutes for the Colonels, 5 points in this first half. And Brookings going to make a change as well with 1:39 to go before halftime. Prussman's going to come out of the lineup, and that's probably good news for Mitchell there as he gets to get him at the hot 3 hand out of there, and with turnover out front. Brandon DeWitt with the basketball, lost control on the dribble, so another turnover for the Bobcats. And it's still a 7-point Mitchell lead with 1.5 to go before halftime. Jared Miller out front, goes to Brett Thieler, right side. Here's Dan Anderson from the corner, good from 16 feet. Dan Anderson with 4 points. Mitchell by 9. Youngling brings it up, goes left-hand side. Engels out front to Zins. They play a little catch back and forth. Now drive by Engels. Back out to Zins. Looked like he walked. No call. Hangs in the air. Puts up a jumper right side of the lane that won't go, but they keep it alive. Here's Schmidt with a long one. Partially blocked by Jared Miller out front. And the Colonels come away. Anderson to Jared Miller. Shot side of the lane. No good. They go after the rebound. Still alive. Still alive. Jared Anderson puts it up. No good. Still trying to keep it alive. Dan Anderson has it. He'll fire it up and in. Great board work by the Colonels. And we're going to get a foul against the Colonels, Jared Anderson. But we're going to count the basket. Just excellent, excellent board work. Scott Hilly's got it now, 22-12. Mitchell leading in the rebounding category.
Well, we talked about how evenly matched these two teams were size-wise, but I'll tell you what, it's just flat-out desire when you talk about rebounding, and Mitchell with the big rebounding edge right now, and that's why they're up in this one by 11 with 40-29 as your score.
High score in first half. We've had a lot of shooting and some good shooting here. Full court pressure by the Colonels, who have their biggest lead by 11. Drive started right side by Youngling. Nifty pass across the lane, but Engels can't hold on. Ball comes loose up in the air. Brookings still gets it back. Schmidt now driving inside. Leaves it in the right corner. Jumper on the way. No good. Put up by DeWitt. He'll try the shot side of the lane and good. 8 points for Brandon DeWitt. 40-31. Colonels by 9. 10 seconds to go. And Mitchell will have the last shot here. 8-7. Ryan Miller right side. Gets a screen from Riddle. Pass back to Riddle. 4-3. Gets it into the lane. Thieler with it. 2-1. And there's the buzzer. They can't get off the shot. So the Colonels try to get it inside. It went off a couple sets of hands. The buzzer sounds. Didn't get out the shot, but the Colonels hold a 9-point lead as we go to the locker room at halftime. And as we expected, it's been an up and down the floor kind of game. Good one to watch. A lot of scoring. At the half, your score, our third quarter, I should say, second half, and same starters for the Colonels with we got two exceptions. No, we don't either. We got Chad Feldy as the only exception for the Colonels. He will start on the wing. And a turnover all front. And here comes Brookings on the run. Youngling into the lane to Zins. His shot no good. Tipped out of bounds by the Colonels. And it will belong to the Brookings Bobcats. Now we do have two. I see Danny Anderson. It was right to begin with. We got two changes. Feldy and Dan Anderson starting. Did not start beginning of the ball game for the Colonels. Got Ryan Miller along with Sprang in the lineup to round out the five, and a drive started at the baseline. Foul going to be called there as Brookings took it to the hole. Giblin and Riddle, the two starters that are not in there to go here in the second half that started the ball game. Jason Engels will go to the free throw line. The foul called on Dan Anderson, and that'll be Dan's second of the ball game. First shot on the way, short. Barely caught some iron there for Jason Engels. Engels with 2 points in the first half. Again, Prussman led him with 11. DeWitt had 8. Zins had 7. Ryan Miller, 21 for the Colonels. Second shot won't go. Dan Anderson on the rebound. Gives the ball out to Sprang. Sprang brings it right across center jump circle. Goes left-hand side to Ryan Miller. Man-to-man now by Brookings. Miller with it. Going to go to the hole. Pulls up with a 12-foot jumper. No good. Danny Anderson rebound. Can't get that one to go down. And now Brookings pulls it out of there. Youngling. Long lead pass. Comes to the right corner to Engels. Back to Youngling for a three. Got it. First basket for Eric Youngling. We have seen our share of three-pointers in this ball game already. Sprang has the ball knocked loose at center court. Now they go to the floor after it. Jump ball, and Brookings will have it. Good hustle there by Ryan Zins, the 5'11 senior. So it'll be Brookings ball at half court. And Lynn Frederick's troops are coming out here and getting after it to start the third quarter. As we said, they've been down all the way, a couple of times by 10, once by 11, but they have fought back every time. Out front, Zins. He's going to unload the three straight on, and he's got it. Man, 10 points for Zins. That's his second three-pointer. Prussman's got 3. Schmidt 1, and Youngling 1. Three-point range. Miller in the lane. Fakes. Goes up. Has it. They cannot stop Ryan Miller. On the zone, he's bombing them from the outside. Now they go man-to-man, and nobody can cut him off. He went right into the paint and put it in. 42-37, the Colonels. Ryan Zins right side. Leaves it out in the corner for Prussman. Prussman turnaround, fade away from 16, won't go. Weak side rebound, put up and blocked. DeWitt put it up, the ball blocked away inside. Good D by the Colonels. Here comes Mitchell on the run. Sprang, believe it, to Miller. Back out to Sprang at the points. Takes it right-hand side to Feldy. Now Dan Anderson down in the right corner. Out to Miller, pass inside. Anderson couldn't go. Here's a shot by Feldy from the left wing, and that's a little strong. Rebound to Brookings. Well, they're down by 5, have the ball. Nice look pass underneath. And another block. Jared Anderson rejects the shot by Engels, but a three is going to go by Prussman. Well, they have been better off giving him the 2-point layup. Prussman drills the three-pointer down. It's a 2-point game. Here's Jared Anderson driving right baseline. Up and no good. It rolls off the front. Sprang keeps the ball alive. Now we've got a 3-second violation against the Colonels as the ball came outside. Boy, that was a tough luck shot. Jared Anderson made a great drive along the baseline, hung in the air, and the ball sat on the front of the rim and just would not go down. So that 9-point halftime lead is down to 2, and Brookings with a chance to tie it here. Zins penetrating right side of the lane, kicks it back out. Prussman, another 3. This one's bringing rain. Oh, he got it. That baby is up here in the rafters, and it went in. Jeremy Prussman, 6'3 senior, is on fire. He has hit 5 3-pointers. He has 17 points in the game. And Brookings is up by 1. Miller, right-hand corner to Sprang. Out to Miller, ball knocked away loose. But Colonels get it right back, and Jared Anderson's going to be fouled. Brandon DeWitt got him on the arm. So turnovers both ways. A lot of quickness out there on the floor, but what a great comeback here by Brookings.
Well, Brookings has scored 12 points, and all 12 points are on 4 3-pointers here, and my goodness, we talked about it a couple times. Mitchell was up by 10, once by 11. Brookings came back. Well, this time they take the lead on their 4 3-pointers in the third quarter.
They've outscored the Colonels here badly. Here's a pass to half court. Brookings going to pick it off. Missing the layup is going to be Jason Ingalls, but then he comes back and gets it, and he's going to be fouled as well. Ingalls, nice job to go after his own missed shot and put it in. His second basket, and the Bobcats are just coming out here ready to get after it. They are up now by 45-42. The Colonels have scored only 2 points here in the quarter. Brookings has put 14 points on the board with 4:47 to go in the third. Here's the free throw, no good. Off the right side from Ingalls. Brett Thielen in the Colonels lineup with a basketball. Both the sophomores play. Jared Miller now with it as well. He'll bring it across the timeline. Jared takes it free throw line all the way up the middle. We got a whistle. He's fouled on the drive as he went through. DeWitt got him on the arm. So Jared Miller seen an opening, took it right to the hole. He'll end up with a couple of shots. I've got 3 on DeWitt. It is the third on Brandon DeWitt, so he's the first player on either side to get 3. Team fouls are even here at 2 apiece. Going to get a substitution coming to the ball game here for Brookings. Number 45, is it? Now we'll check here for sure. Free throw by Jared Miller. In and out it is. Number 45, Cody Magnus, who we saw in the first half, back in. Second one by Miller, again no good. Comes up short, so Jared can't get either one of them, and Colonels are still down by 3. Brookings shooting the lights out here in the third quarter. Here's Prussman, another 3, way short from the corner. Put up an air ball that time. And Jared Miller will come on the run. Gives it to Ryan. He'll pump one up from the point. That's no good short. Somebody might have got a finger on it. And Brookings comes away with the ball. Up the left-hand side, Zins will drive. His shot won't fall over the rim, but we got fouls on the rebound, and they're going to call it on Mitchell. It's going to go on Jared Anderson, I believe, and if it is, that's his third. So he's going to have to be careful. Halfway through the third quarter, 4:06 to go. You're listening to Colonel Basketball on KMIT in Mitchell. Very fast-paced game, excellent shooting. They get it to Prussman for a 3. Buries another one. 6 3-pointers in the game for Prussman. He's got 20 points. It's 48-42. Timeout called by Coach Gary Munson. What a great shooting performance here by Prussman in this third quarter. 48-42 Brookings. Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back in 1 minute.
McDonald's new McGrilled chicken sandwich, a true story.
People used to laugh at my high, squeaky voice. It was annoying as your average chicken sandwich. Then I tried McDonald's new McGrilled chicken, a marinated chicken breast.
100 North Ullman in Mitchell.
Back to the action, the Mitchell Colonels with a basketball, and they have just been raining them in on the Colonels, and Mitchell's going to turn the ball over. Left-hand corner. Pass from Jared Anderson tipped away, and Brookings comes back with it. Prussman, right-hand corner, Feldy's on him in his face, and Prussman throws a bad pass, and that's going to be picked off by Jared Miller, and he has his legs taken out from underneath him. Foul on the Bobcats. Ryan Zins will get the foul. Well, Chad Feldy that time was nose-to-nose with Prussman, and you got to be. I mean, he's been wanging them in from 22, 23 feet out. They haven't been right on the three-point line. He's had people on him. But just put on a great show, and now we're going to travel out front, and Jared Miller got caught with some pressure from Zins and dragged the pivot foot. Turnover against the Colonels, number 13. That's been a factor here, too. Mitchell's turned the ball over 7 times in this third quarter. They only turned it over 6 in the whole first half. Down by 6 points. Mitchell has only scored 2 points in this third quarter. Prussman, right-hand side. Gives the ball outside of the lane to Zins. His jumper rolls around, comes out no good. Ryan Miller on the rebound. He wants to push it, and he's going to get fouled as Zins reached around from behind. Brookings do a lot of that, slapping at the ball on the hands, and it's worked for him a few times, but Zins picks up his second foul there, and that's the 4th foul on Brookings. Mitchell has 3. Colonels will bring it up. Bobcats taking them up man-to-man. They've been much more effective with the man-to-man than they were with the zone in the first half. Feldy Out front to Miller. Penetrates free throw line. Hangs in the air. The jumper won't go. Curls out the left side. Miller goes in, gets his own rebound, and scores. That's a great effort by Ryan Miller. Shoots it from the free throw line and then just out-hustles everybody to get his own rebound. He's got 25 points. Colonels are back within 4. 2:25 to go, third period. Schmidt, left-hand side, gets it out front. Here's an off-balance shot, no good by Zins from 3. That was not a good selection of shots at all by Zins. He forced that one up, and a chance for the Colonels now to cut it to a 2-point ball game. Jared Miller goes right side. Here's Thieler from 17. High bounce off the rim again, no good. Out of bounds it goes. Brookings basketball. Last touch by Feldy underneath as he was trying to come down with a rebound. A couple of new guys coming in for Brookings. They're going to sit Fussman. They're going to sit Zins. And into the lineup will be Clint Reinhardt, number 13, a 5'10 sophomore. And we'll check the other one here in a minute. I believe it's Jason Schmidt who checked in. Yep, number 25. Reinhardt with it out front. This is the first time he's been in the ballgame at the guard spot. Schmidt inside goes to Cody Magnus. Now drive started at the free throw line, and a shot blocked. Youngling put it up. Ryan Miller there to reject the shot, and the Colonels come away with the ball. Still down by 4. Minute 40 to go in the third. Thieler, left-hand side, out front to Ryan Miller. Now to Jared. And into the corner to Anderson. Nice pass underneath the Thieler. Scores, and he's fouled. Great inlet pass from Jared Anderson. Van Thieler at the block on the right-hand side, and a good drop step also by Brett Thieler to put it up and in. That's a big basket for the Colonels because it gets them within 2, and if Brett can get this one to go down, they're back within 1 point and in the hunt again after having big leads in the first half. Brett Thieler, 6'2", sophomore. The free throw won't go. Brookings on the rebound, and we're going to get a reach-in foul on Jared Anderson. Almost had the takeaway, but now that's number 4 in my book. Yep, it is. 4th foul on Jared Anderson. He will have to come out right away, and he's played a good game. Hasn't scored all that much, 4 points, but he's been a real factor inside. Dan Anderson, the 6'5 junior, his brother, will come in and take his spot. Minute 20 to go in the third. Into the front court, Reinhardt on the dribble to Schmidt, right on the right-hand side. Now out front, drive started in the lane by Engels. Tries to dish it down underneath. Dan Anderson has it, and he's fouled from behind. Cody Magnus reaching over the top. Well, Brookings going to get themselves in a little foul trouble here. First on Magnus, but number 6 in the team department. So the next one, Mitchell, will already be in the bonus, and we've still got a whole quarter of basketball to go. Jared Miller across the 10-second line. Takes it to Thieler, left side. Now to Ryan Miller out front. Back to Jared. Gets around his man into the lane. Shot rejected as he went up the middle. And here's a 2-on-1 for Brookings. Youngling into the lane. Stops. Puts it up and in. Tough shot, too. Eric Youngling. 5th points. And it's back to a 4-point Brookings lead. 45 seconds to go in the quarter. Jared Miller to Thieler. Right-hand side. Now to Ryan Miller out front. Left-hand corner, Dan Anderson looking inside. Back up to Fieldy up top. And now into the lane. Here's Miller. Pumps once, goes up, scores. Ryan Miller got his man in the air and then put it down. 27 for Ryan Miller. Cardinals back within 2. 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Brookings will go for the last shot here. Clint Reinhardt will just walk it up. 15, 14. Goes to Youngling. Right-hand side. Now to Schmidt out front. 11, 10 seconds to go. Schmidt giving it up on the outside. Engels, 6, 5. Engels into the paint. Hangs in the air, puts it in. Nice shot. 2 seconds, 1, and that is going to be the end of the third quarter. And Mitchell finds themselves down by 4 points. They led by 9 at halftime, 40-31 at the end of 3. 52-48. Brookings will be right back. 49%. Mitchell is 20 of 48 for 42%. We'll get you a couple others in a minute. Feldy out front for the Colonels. Todd Sprang back in the lineup at a guard spot, left-hand side, and so is Mike Riddle. He's down in the corner. Out to Dan Anderson. They work it around right side. Sprang gets it into Riddle. Turn around on the way from the side of the lane. No good. Foul on the rebound. And Ryan Miller, I believe, is going to pick this one up. Reaching over the top. Take a look at the rest of the stats. Rebounding, Mitchell still leads 32-22. The turnovers, 16 against Brookings, 15 against Mitchell. So Mitchell had a bad third quarter turning the ball over. And they're down by 4 points. Early here in the fourth. Ryan Zins, the guard, goes to Prussman, who's back in, left side. He had that great three-point shooting quarter. Zins into the lane, shovels it up and in, somehow hit the shot. There was a lot of banging going on. Could have been fouls called there either way, either charge or block. They let it go, and Zins muscled it in. Dan Anderson left side. Out to Ryan Miller. Now Sprang. Pass down low. Dan Anderson draws the foul and almost got it to go, but it rolls out. Dan Anderson will go to the line for a couple. Good move. Gave a little head and shoulder fake. Got his man up in the air. Substitution coming for Brookings. Jason Engels coming in. And Coach Gary Munson's going to get Jared Miller and Jared Anderson back in. So Jared Anderson will come in with his 4 fouls. But hey, you're down by 6 points, so you got to try and make a run here.
Well, it's amazing what kind of game has it turned into since Brookings went to a man-to-man. You know, Ryan Miller scores a ton of points, 21 in the first half. He's only got 6 here in the second half, and those are on penetrations or offensive putbacks. He hasn't had any chance to shoot the perimeter jump shot. They're playing good defense in the man-to-man. That's why they've made this big run.
Anderson's free throw good. Dan has 7 points. Yeah, Mitchell only had an 8-point third quarter, but Brookings, 21 in that third quarter. Anderson off the back of the rim, no good. Ryan Miller rebound, puts it up. He's going to be fouled. Shot wouldn't go, but he'll go to the line. Now, Brookings is over that 7 limit, so everything here in this fourth quarter, Mitchell will be shooting the 1-and-1 bonus. So they're going to have to shoot better. They are only 5 of 10 are the Colonels from the line. This one will go for Ryan Miller, 28 points for him. Going to try and get you some updates on other scores. Haven't had one since halftime, so we'll try and get them for you as we get some breaks as we go. Ryan Miller, second one, no good. Rebound to Brookings. They come down the floor, and the ball knocked out of Reinhardt's hands by Jared Miller, goes out of bounds. It will still be Bobcat basketball. Colonel's got to step up their D. Still a lot of basketball to be played, 6:55. But can't let Brookings be scoring the big points like they did in that third quarter. Reinhardt to throw it in. Comes out to the free throw line to DeWitt. Down the baseline, jumper good by Prussman. 22 for Jeremy Prussman. 56-50. Colonels come back. Ryan Miller in the lane, bottled up in there, gets it out to Dan Anderson out front. Now to Sprang on the right-hand wing. Ball knocked out of his hands, foul, and there's the free throw. It's going to come. Reinhardt will get the foul. That will be his first of the ball game. And hold on, gentlemen. We got free throws. About ready to hand it in to Todd Sprang at side court, but we're well over the limit here, so they sound the buzzer and let them know, and here we go to the line. Todd Sprang will shoot. Todd hasn't scored tonight, the 6-foot senior. But all these now will be big. You're down by 6 points. First one's up and good, so he'll get the bonus. Colonels led by 11 points at one time late in the second quarter, 40-29. Led by 10 a couple of times before that, but Brookings just owned the third quarter, outscoring the Colonels 21-8. 56-52 now. The Bobcats by 4. Into the front court, Reinhardt. Bounce pass in the lane. We got a travel. Going to the basket was DeWitt. They grabbed the ball from behind. Lynn Frederick wants a foul, but I think he would have taken a jump ball, but he didn't get either. They got a travel out of it. So a chance here for the Colonels. Might have gotten a break on that one. Sprang to Ryan Miller. Pass inside. Over the top. Ball knocked away. But now Jared Anderson's hammered as he goes at. Foul on Zins will be his third. And the fouls are starting to pile up here on Brookings. I just hope Mitchell can cash their free throws here in this fourth quarter. Jared Anderson will step to the line to shoot a pair on this one. And we get a substitution. Eric Youngling is back in. Ryan Zins with that third foul will go to the bench. Jared Anderson, 6'4", senior. 4 points tonight. The first one is no good out the back.
Well, we saw Mitchell have so many problems on the free throw line last year, and well, we're not shooting pretty darn well here in this ball game from the free throw line now. You got to make these free throws, especially when you're down.
Anderson makes the second one. That puts us 9 for 16 from the free throw line. 56-53. Bobcats by 3. Reinhardt, bounce pass, Prussman, left baseline. Nice bounce underneath. We're going to get a foul there on Ryan Miller. That was a great pass, though, by Prussman. Brandon DeWitt will head to the line. Fussman due to the defense over to him as he came up the left baseline there. And he spotted Brandon DeWitt breaking up the middle of the lane. So DeWitt with 8 points in the ball game, 6'2" senior. Puts it up and rolls it in. Brookings' first free throw of the game. They were 0 for 4 until that one. Second shot, no good. So they're not shooting well. The lead is back to 4, and Todd Sprang will bring it up for the Colonels. 6 minutes to play in the basketball game. Sprang bounce pass to Ryan Miller. Goes into Jared Anderson. Pushed from behind. Jason Ingalls will pick up the foul. So back to the strike we go. 5:56 yet to play. The clock hasn't been running much because we've had a lot of whistles, a lot of fouls. Jared Anderson right back to the line where he made 1 for 2 just a few seconds ago. This first one's up, and it's good, so he'll get the bonus. 57-54, Brookings. Colonels have 16 fouls, so the next time they foul, Brookings also will have the bonus. Anderson's second one is good again. So 57-55, 2-point Brookings lead. Reinhardt brings it up, Sprang on him. Gives the ball to Youngling out near the center jump circle. Now right side, Jason Ingalls. Going to try a drive. Nice pass into the lane. Foul there. Going to the floor hard. Brandon DeWitt. Sweet pass by Jason Ingalls. Well, I'm impressed. Both teams are really throwing some nice passes tonight. Really looking for their teammates. And a lot of quickness on that floor.
Well, that's going to be the key for the Colonels and for the Bobcats this year. Not a lot of size, but you're going to have to do some quick things offensively. And the first free throw is up and no good. You can't go to a postman when you don't have a postman, so you're going to have to make some good passes and play the good perimeter kind of game.
Second one by DeWitt. This one is good. But Brookings now is still only 2 of 8 from the free throw line. Colonels down by 3. 5:35 to go. Jared Miller, left-hand side. Out to Ryan Miller. Now around to Sprang. Into the right corner to Dan Anderson. Clears it back out front to Jared Anderson. Here to Ryan Miller inside the free throw line. Puts it up no good. They battle for the boards. Ball's tipped out front. Ryan Miller has it. He's going to go for the 3, and he's fouled from over the top from behind. That should be 3 free throws coming up here for Ryan Miller. Well, he got the ball back after they went for it on the outside, and as he came back and set up for the 3, Eric Youngling just reached over the top, got him on the shoulder. That's the 4th foul on Youngling. And a chance here for Ryan Miller to tie the ball game up if he can get all 3 of them to go down. Well, now the 2 officials are going to consult here, Vern Jark and Scott Fiddler, and it is going to be 3 free throws, you betcha. Colonels 11 of 18 from the line. First one good. Ryan Miller with 29 points. Well, now Scott Fiddler coming over to talk to Lynn Frederick. And I'm not sure here. The only thing I can figure is Lynn saying that he was, maybe the foul on the wrong guy. Okay. Did not go on Youngling. It went on Jason Ingalls. But that's his 4th foul anyway. So it's either Youngling with 4 or Ingalls with 4. Second free throw, no good. Comes out the front. So Miller can't tie it, but he can now pull the Colonels within 1. And here comes Ryan Zins checking back in for Brookings, and Reinhardt will go out. So it's been a tight ball game here in this 4th quarter after Brookings made that big 3rd quarter run. Second free throw, or 3rd free throw, I should say, by Miller goes. So he's got 2 out of the 3, and even 30 points for Ryan Miller, and Mitchell within 1. Zins out front, starting a drive to the basket, almost lost control, now throws it away. Ryan Miller picks it off, he wants to push it. Right side of the lane, stops, goes up off the glass, foul on Brookings. It's going to go on Youngling. That's going to be his 4th foul of the game, and Ryan Miller back to the line again. So Ingalls got the one before, Youngling's got this one. Lynn Frederick not happy about the turnover as he's talking to Ryan Zins, who took it into the lane and threw the bad pass at the other end. Well, now, with 2, Ryan Miller can give the Colonels the lead back. First one is up, and it's good. Tie ball game. 31 for Miller. Next, Jared Anderson with 7, and Dan Anderson with 7. And the Colonels have the lead back as Miller gets them both. 59-58. The Colonels with just under 5 minutes to go in the ball game. So they battle back. Brookings with it. front. Crowd wanted to travel, but he held his pivot foot in place. Engels will give it off. Out front, Zinn's working with it. Colonel's man-to-man. Zinn's trying to penetrate lane. Kicks it out in the left-hand corner. Youngling there with it. His pass knocked away by Dan Anderson, but he couldn't quite hold on. Goes out of bounds right over near Lynn Frederick and the Brookings bench. Anderson almost had the steal. Bobcats will throw it in from side courts. Colonel's putting on good pressure. They got to hurry, and boy, that's a long 5-second count. That was close. I thought we were going to get that whistle before they got it in. Zins out front, goes to Youngling left side. Now down low, DeWitt trying a shot, can't get it off. Out to Youngling, three-pointer. Well, Brookings has kind of lived and died on those threes. It's been a while since they put one up. But that's a huge one by Youngling. It gives him a 4-point lead back again. 4 minutes to go. Ryan Miller driving, side of the lane. Goes up with a 10-footer, won't go down. Rebound Bobcats, and a reach in on the Colonels. Gonna go on Ryan Miller. Third foul on Ryan Miller. And will walk down to the Brookings end of the floor. They will be in the bonus with a 61-59 lead. Scott Hilly says they have made 11 three-pointers in the ball game.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, what a weapon that is. You know, it's amazing. And a lot of those here in the second half. We had Pressman hit about 3 or 4 of them here in this half to get him out to the lead here.
At the free throw line, putting the shot up, and no good. Jason Engels. Boy, those free throws are hurting Brookings. Mitchell can tie again. Here's Spring on the run. Dumps it left corner to Dan Anderson. Bounce pass to Jared Anderson. Muscles his way in and scores. Good move by Jared Anderson. We're tied at 61 again. 3:45 to go. Youngling into the front court. Bounce pass into the corner. Comes to Engels. Engels drives baseline. Cut off. Pass knocked out of bounds. Off of him, and it'll be Colonel basketball. Good job by the Anderson boys there. Dan and Jared collapsed on him. Got the turnover. Mitchell can take the lead. Sprang into the front court. Jared Miller out on the left-hand side. Starts a drive into the lane. Hangs in the air. Puts it up. No good. Rebound Brookings. Bobcats come back with it. Youngling stops out front. Here's Pressman for 3. Yes. Unbelievable. 12 three-point baskets for the Bobcats. 64-61 Brookings. Sprang into the front court. He wants the timeout. Colonel's call their second timeout of the ball game. 3:07 to go. Brookings by 3. Lynn Frederick has never won on the Corn Palace floor, but he's starting to smell it. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Highway 37 and I-90 interchange in Mitchell.
Colonels with a basketball, down by 3 points. 3 minutes to go. They go inside. Jared Anderson, fake, up, and hits it. Anderson, twisted turn, got the ball to go, and it's a 1-point game again. This one, you have a feeling, is going to go right down to the final ticks before it's decided. Here's a steal. Dan Anderson out front. One man to beat, goes in, score. Dan Anderson gives the Colonels a 1-point lead. 2:34 to play. Nice anticipation out front. 65-64 Mitchell. Right-hand wing Youngling. Lob inside. Jared Anderson steals it away. The lob pass, and he timed his leap perfectly. So Mitchell now by 1. And the basketball. Both teams are in the bonus. 2:15 to play. Both teams have timeouts to use. Dan Anderson in the corner. Comes out front. Ryan Miller, his pass knocked away. Stolen by Reinhardt. He's going to try and take it all the way, and he does. Big play by Reinhardt. He just anticipated Ryan Miller's pass up top, and now Brookings by 1. 1:54 to go. Jared Miller brings it up. Goes to Sprang, right side. Dan Anderson in the corner. Out to Ryan Miller. They knock it away. Anderson picks it up. Dan Anderson with a free throw line jumper. He's got 11 points. Colonels by 1. 1:35 to go as we go back and forth. Reinhardt on the dribble. Gives it to Youngling in his right-hand side. Now to the top, Engels with a basketball right between the circles. Right side to Brandon DeWitt. DeWitt up top. Youngling. Passing down low. DeWitt trying to go underneath. Reverse layup. Good. Oh, that was a great shot. DeWitt out balanced, and he somehow snuck it up and got it in. Brookings by 1. And Coach Gary Munson wants a timeout. And he gets it with 1:06 to go. 68-67 Brookings. Well, let's bring you up to date on some scores here during this timeout. We have a halftime scooting in this fourth quarter. They've had a lot of guys get into it. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it's going to go off of Ryan Miller. Well, I thought it should have been a foul on Prussman anyway. It looked like he went over the top, and I think a lot of the crowd thinks so too, but no foul called, and that's a costly turnover. Brookings up by 1. They were trying to set up Ryan Miller in the corner, getting the ball. Now Brookings throws it in. They come down the floor with a break, laying it up, and good is Youngling. Actually, it was not a good inbounds pass, but it worked out great for them because they beat everybody down the floor, and it's a 3-point Brookings lead. Sprang out front. They almost knocked the ball away from him. Gets it right side to Jared Anderson. Jared Miller for 3. No, it's short. Gets his own rebound. Takes it up in the lane and scores. Jared Miller, the sophomore, with a basket to bring Mitchell back within a point. 30 seconds to play. Brookings in the backcourt, knocked away. Ryan Miller with a steal. He'll drive inside. Up and in. Mitchell by 1. 20 seconds to go. Timeout on the floor. What a sequence there. Oh, boy. Jared Miller took the outside shot, missed it from 3, got his own rebound. We'll be doing that every game during the season, so stick around for that. Here we go. 20 seconds. Brookings will throw it in backcourt. They can win it with a basket. If it misses, Mitchell's up by 1, so they could lose it. Youngling, left-hand side, starts to drive, free throw line, kicks it back out on the right-hand wing. Zinn starting a drive in the lane, throws it away. Oh, no, we're going to get a foul called. Jared Anderson's going to get the foul, and he's beside himself. He just got a piece of the arm. He also deflected the ball, and that's where the call was made underneath, and Ryan Zins will go to the line with 5 seconds to go. It'll be a 1-and-1 for Zins. Jared Anderson is fouled out of the game, and Coach Gary Munson wants to talk to his team. Oh, my. A lot of pressure on Zins right now.
Actually, you know, it's a bad deal that Jared Anderson's fouled out of the ball game. But on the other hand, you look at it, Gary Munson's got a minute to put somebody in the lineup. Both teams are at their benches right now, and the officials are calling them back out here. But this works as a timeout. You know, Zins is going to be thinking about the free throws here, down by 1, 5 seconds to go on the road. So, you know, you're icing the shooter without using a timeout here.
Well, let's think about it here a little bit now. 5 seconds. Colonels really don't have time to get a timeout called if they throw it in, but a lot depends on whether he can get this first one to go down. Otherwise, you just hold on to the ball, and he misses it. Rebound Ryan Miller, dribbling around, foul with 2 seconds to go, but it looks like the Colonels are going to escape with this one. 2 seconds to go. It is not done, but Ryan Zins missing. Oh, the front end with 5 seconds, and you look at the free throws. They are going to come back to haunt Brookings. They have made 2 of 10 free throws on the night. Now, it's not done, remember, because Brookings can come up with a missed free throw here, wing it down the floor, and get a 3, and they can walk out of here winners. It'll be a 1-and-1 for Ryan Miller. Still 2 ticks left. Mitchell up by 1. Here's the first free throw. It is no good. Rebound tipped around. Brookings calls timeout with 1 second to go. They will be in their back courts. This is a tough situation. I don't know what they do here. About the only thing you can do is try and, you got 2 choices, I guess. You can try and get it up to maybe near midcourt, see if you can get somebody open there, but 1 second, you got to spin and fire. You have no time to set up. The other thing you could try and do is just lob it all the way down the court, maybe have somebody go up, get a tip, or hope Mitchell fouls you. But those are about your only choices. 1 second doesn't give you a whole lot.
Well, the thing about it, you know, you don't know if it's 1.1 second, 1.0 seconds, or 1.9.
You want to know?
Well,
in Mitchell, it's about 0.8.
I hear you. Well, thing is, you're down by 1. You know, you got to throw it as far as you can down the floor. Hope you get a catch and turnaround shot. You know, 1 second, that's all you can do. Grab it and throw it and hope, basically, and pray. But, now, you know, you got to go the full length of the floor.
Yeah, now, if you're Coach Gary Munson, you're saying, hey, in-the-face defense, but for God's sake, don't foul anybody. I mean, you got to let them have that shot, so you just body up. You want to make them throw the pass inbounds down at the far end of the floor. You don't want it to come the whole length. They're going to have to throw it all the way from under the Mitchell basket. Prussman will throw it in. 1 second. He's going to whip it all the way down the floor. Picked off by the Colonels, and that's it. Brett Fiedler went up in the air to get the ball, and Mitchell escapes with a 71-70 win over the Bobcats to go 2-0, and a tough loss for Lynn Frederick. Holy smokes. As we said, they have never won here on the Corn Palace floor. It was close tonight. A great third quarter for the Bobcats. Down by 9, they outscored the Colonels 21-8 in that third quarter to go up by 4, and then a dogfight down to the wire. But